Hey team, Lindsay Russell here. I'm so excited about bringing you day 6 of 18 tips in 2018. I hope that you get some really good takeaways from all these. I'm really loving getting some good application from these, so I hope you are too. Okay, I wanted to start today's with a story that I heard a couple of years ago, but it just really resonated with me. I love stories and analogies and things like that. So, okay, so this is about a college professor who goes into his classroom with a big jar, empty jar, and he starts filling it with like 2-inch rocks all the way to the top where he can't fill any more in. And he asks his class, okay guys, is this jar full? Of course they all say yes. He gets a cup of pebbles, like gravel driveway pebbles, and he pours those in, and they start filling into all the nooks and crannies and holes, and they start taking up a lot of space too. So, and then he asks again, hey guys, is this jar full? And they say yes. He gets another cup. This time it's got sand. And you can imagine, he pours it in, and it really starts to fill in all those little white space holes and nooks and crannies. And all the way to the top. He asks again, is this jar full? And they're like, yes. Last thing he gets is a little pitcher of water, pours into the jar, and the water really starts seeping in. He probably pours more water than anything. Starts seeping in and filling all the way to the top where it's overflowing. He says, now it's full. He says, I want you to think about your life like this. I want you to think about the rocks as those big, important things to you, your family, your dreams, your goals, your vision, your health, your values, the things that are really important to you, your faith. He said, then I want you to think about the things that are like the sand and the water, things that take up so much time, but they're not really giving your life any value. Errands, TV, time wasters, things like that. He said, I want you to think, if you would have started with the sand and the water, you wouldn't have had room for the pebbles and the rocks. Okay, so the things that really matter to you. And it just really resonated with me, just life in general. I just think it's so important that we think about how we are using our time wisely and focusing on the things, our health, our family, our dreams, fulfilling our dreams, our why, things like that. But we seldom, our time sometimes gets so shifted, right? And I started thinking about how Plexus has added so much value to me, because I do have more focus on the things that matter now, because I've just learned so much about my why, about setting goals and dreaming big. I never did that before, y'all. I was just kind of winging it. And I'm just so grateful for all that we've learned and grown in Plexus. I've just learned so much about myself and my future and doing things like that. And I hope you have too. And I started thinking about, how this applies to your business, because I think so many people think, all right, how do I fit all this into my day? And honestly, if we focus on in our business, if you think about the rocks of your business, if you do your rocks, all that other stuff is going to take care of itself, right? So I want you to think about that for just a couple of minutes. I want you to think about your rocks as your income producing activity. Okay, what are you doing first in your business? What are you focusing on first? What are you giving your time to in your Plexus business first? And guys, it does not have to take tons and tons of time. It has to take a little bit of intentional time, but you don't have to spend all this time. If you're spending so much time, you're probably focusing more on the sand and the water. You know what I mean? So I want you to listen for just a second. I hope this hits home with some of you. Okay, so your rocks. Let's talk about your 5-3-1. And I know this does not sound new to a lot of you, but I love that. I think that's refreshing that we don't have to reinvent the wheel. We take what's working and make it better, but we do not have to reinvent the wheel. The bones and the basics are so simple. Simple. Okay, so your 5. This is just a system for making sure that you're reaching out to new people every day. You're making new connections. You're building new relationships, or you're building on current or older relationships. But you're reaching out authentically on a daily basis. You're making new contacts, new connections, things like that. Your 3 is your follow-up. So you're reaching out, your follow-up. You are following it up with anyone that's shown interest. Even if they haven't shown interest, you're following up again. Sometimes it's Plexus follow-up. Sometimes it's just real life follow-up. Following up the current customers, current wholesale ambassadors. Oh my goodness, that's so important. Taking care of people on your team already or in your business already. And then the one is training yourself. You cannot pour from an empty cup or empty jar. But you've got to be pouring into yourself every day. Watching a video like this, I'm taking some notes and some applications. Listening to a cool audiobook about the 4 color personality, so you can better reach out and better follow up with different personalities. Learning about social media, all these new cool algorithms, like, okay, and teaching your team a new tip for the day or something. There's so many things that if you're learning them and you're passing them down, that's duplication. And the best way we learn is to pass down, so or to teach someone else. So that's the 5, 3, and the 1. So reaching out, making new contacts every way. We say 5 people, but if you do, 10 one day and 2 the next, that's fine too, as long as you are having some kind of reach out. Your 3 is your follow-up, and your 1 is training yourself and or someone on your team. Okay, so that is a rock. To me, another rock that I'm going to talk about, and just this last one for right now, is a strong social media presence. Y'all, I love social media for so many different reasons. I get to follow up with, keep in touch with people that I, haven't seen since college or high school, sometimes elementary school. I love the fun that I get to see on there. So I want you to think about what your social media presence is. I want you to think about what about you is attractive to people. What do you want people to see in your life? What is important to you? Is it your, your pictures of your kids, or do you love to bake, or whatever? Are you into health and cooking whole? Whatever you enjoy, people want to see you guys. They want to see you. So be you on social media. Use all the neat things that we're learning with these algorithms and just try it. You don't have to have it perfect, but just try. Use the stories. Be wild and do a live. Just have a really strong, positive social media presence with you and your brand. And then when you're talking about Plexus, guys, be uplifting, be positive, share with what you think that your network will connect with. Share with some things that are different. Maybe, I always like this example that Julia gives. She did not have gout, but her dad did, and no one in her she thought her little circle had gout, but she shared his testimony. And she got some customers. She got some people interested, because that was in another little realm that she did not know that she could tap into. So focus on your rocks in 2018. Be intentional. Be smart. Learn. Try to learn as much as you can, and share with your team. If you don't have a team yet, that's okay. Have a notes section in your phone of things that you're learning that you like. And when you do have a team, you have a good little note section already built up of things to pass down. So focus on your 5, 3, 1. Focus on strong social media presence. And guys, let's rock 2018.